Hi, I'm Richard Cleveland again from Earth School, and it's springtime, we think. We've been hit with numerous polar vortexes, whatever that is. But early in the spring is a great time to harvest and cook perhaps one of our most important springtime greens, and that is our wild mustards. And right down here in front of me, we have wintercress. Now, wintercress has a classic mustard kind of leaf. It's very smooth, it's not fuzzy. You may find that it looks similar, though on a smaller scale, to things that you plant in your garden, like collards and plants like that. They're all in the same family. These are the brassicas, and they're very, very healthy for us to eat. Now, when I talk about the word spring cleaning, most of us think automatically about, oh honey, it's time to clean out the garage and have a yard sale. Well, actually, spring cleaning is more of an internal cleaning to traditional or Native American people. The Native Americans, I've read, made it through the winter by drying and storing a good amount of dried meat and berries. But by the time winter was over, a lot of their fruit especially was already gone, their dried fruits, and therefore vitamin C was lacking. Well, wintercress here contains ample amounts of vitamin C, and it's very bitter. It also has a natural cleansing quality to it, so it will help to expedite spring cleaning. It will help to flush you out and rejuvenate your body from that heavy, fatty diet over the wintertime. Now, I'm going to taste this here, and I have a feeling it's going to be pretty strong. It's a wonderful green, but it's strong. I love it. It's very bitter, very strong, but I absolutely love it. Now, here in the mountains, many of the old-timers refer to this as creasy greens, right? And creasy greens is just a kind of a generalized term for a lot of the members of the mustard family. And typically they're cooked with fat back or bacon grease, and that's probably why they like them so much, because you can cook just about anything in fat back and bacon grease, and it'll probably be your new favorite food, right? How's it go? There's a little song that goes, soft and easy, good and greasy, how I love them creasy greens. Now this one here, it's basil leaves, meaning the leaves that are lowest to the ground. It first shows up as a basil rosette, are really your classic mustard type of leaf. And as this plant is growing up, what's happening is the leaves are starting to change. They're changing shape. Instead of roundish or round lobes on the end, they're getting more pointed. And this plant is getting ready to flower soon. And right before it does, take a look at these little beauties. Now this is looks like a little broccoli head. These tops are wonderful. The whole plant is edible, of course. I'm not really sure about the root, but the upper part of the plant is what you want to focus on. And so I could add this into other cooked greens, milder greens, to kind of curve that sharp taste that some people find disagreeable. I happen to like them a lot. Or we can just eat them raw. Now, our mustards are going to typically have 4 petals, and the flowers are going to be either white or going to be yellow. The flowers on wintercress are going to be yellow, and perhaps in our travels we'll find some that are more advanced, so we could actually show you that too. So that's one of the flower heads. Now, I wouldn't want to collect all the flower heads. I'd collect some of them, but I'd make sure that this plant has a chance to bolt and eventually go to seed. That was really good, by the way. And that flower head was milder than the leaves. The first couple bites actually reminds me of broccoli. Most people aren't going to go and just switch over to wild plants entirely, but if you just go outside your door and you find some of these wild plants, you can incorporate them into your meals and really ramp up the nutrition value and taste of your food. So this is wintercress. Let's come and take a closer look at it for you, and then we're going to see if we can find some more members of the family. Hi, we're back again, continuing our walk. We came upon one of our earliest spring mustards, and this is Pennsylvania bittercress. Now, it starts out in the early spring just like the wintercress does, with a basal rosette, and then quickly throws up these flower stalks, and they're not open yet, but these have white flowers with 4 petals, classic of the mustard family. And there's a stalk next to it here which is exhibiting the classic mustard type of pods, and there's tiny little seeds in there. I'm kind of chew those up. It's a little bit tough, so usually I chew them up and I spit out the roughage, which is a good way to get nutrition from plants that have very, very tough cellulose. Now I'm going to reach down and grab one of these leaves. And they're very small. And of course, as the plant produces a stalk, the leaves start to shrink. And so very, very early in the spring is when you're going to look for this plant. It's very mild. Lovely. Nowhere near as strong as the wintercress or the garlic mustard. Just really nice. There's another one right out here in front of me that has slightly larger leaves, so get a little more bang for my buck here. I'll grab a few of these, pop them into my mouth. Lovely. Wonderful addition to your salads, especially. I imagine you could chop these up and put them in some scrambled eggs, or any way you can think of using them. And certainly juicing these with other wild greens and some of your favorite fruit perhaps would be a viable option too. So get out your field guides and take a look at Pennsylvania bittercress. You won't be disappointed.